Don't let anyone fence you in, because it's our goal to show you all the best highlights. So celebrate with us as we swim towards that finish line. We will tear through this show because Sports Night is next.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sports Night. I'm Joe Young.
I'm Howie Shapiro. I'm excited for this show. We've got a lot to cover. Joe Young.
We do. It's, of course, now we're catching up for the holiday week. Welcome back to school, everyone. Sports definitely in full swing now. Last show we had to rush through because we had previews of almost every team. We did catch up with the swimming and diving team and their new coach, Ashley Radis. So we'll see the preview for them a little bit later in the show. But 2 weeks of action to get caught up on, and the football team already 2 weeks into their schedule.
Which means I get to read a football video. I'm so excited.
It's like his favorite thing of the whole year. Well, we'll start with the football team. The Cardinals opened the season on the road against a very tough Centennial squad. Cougars made it to the state quarterfinals last season and feature an elite rushing attack. The Cardinals have the highest-ranked receiver in the state, and Kyjon Cummings-Coleman put on a show to keep the Cardinals in this one. Opening drive, get it to number 2. Early and often, Cummings-Coleman coming across the middle, makes a catch, turns on the Jets. 29-yard gain into Centennial territory. Cardinals staying with the pass, but trying to spread it out. Hetwer looking up the seam this time. It's off the hands of Austin Hartzman-Stoltz into the hands of Josh Lee. He gets a nice return, and he's stopped by Kyjon Cummings-Coleman. Cougars chewed up yardage with their ground game, and Maverick Harper started the scoring with a 1-yard run. Centennial up 7-0. Cardinals answer that one quickly by getting it to their playmaker again. Cummings-Coleman catches this one in stride, splits the defenders, and he's off to the races again. A 47-yard strike and a 2-point conversion put the Cards up 8-7. Harper and the Cougars strike again early in the second quarter. Another 1-yard score for their big back, and he wasn't done at all. Harper again, this time breaking free for a 27-yard touchdown. He had 170 yards and 4 scores for Centennial. That one put him up 21-8 late in the second. But check this out. Final seconds of the half, 3rd and long, bubble screen set up for Kyjon. Oh, I missed a play on the interception. This is the bubble screen to Kyjon, cuts it back across the grain, finds a seam, and goodbye. 63-yard sprint to the paint. Another 2-point conversion. It was 21-16 Cougars at the half. Move to the third quarter, and the lightning strikes again. Hetwer to Kyjon on the hook, shakes a tackler, takes off. This time 69 yards. C-Squared had 9 catches for 252 yards and 3 touchdowns. But the grind from the Centennial offense was just too much. They put up 340 rushing yards and salted the game away in the second half. 48-22 was the final in that one. And that is what you do to let everyone know, yes, the hype is real.
The hype is definitely real, and that's a good Centennial club. And the Cardinals stayed with them for a little while, but Maverick Harper's a pretty good running back. I think he had 3 more touchdowns this past weekend, which gives him 7 in 2 games. That's young-like. That is young-like.
Right.
Well, the Cardinals hosted their home opener on Friday, the first battle between these birds since October 2016. Believe it or not, the Cardinals and the Orioles have only met 3 times since 2011, and the Orioles have won all those games. But Friday was a different story. Both teams were 0-1 after facing the best 2 teams in the division week 1, and both would be hungry for a win. Cardinals wanted to send the Orioles home as the Angry Birds, and you can't get a faster start than this coming up. Opening kick, Kyjon Cummings-Coleman electrifies the stadium. He's going to field it at the 2. No one lays a hand on him. A 98-yard return to the end zone. It was the last time the Orioles would kick the number 2. Boy, he is so quick, and he has such good field vision.
It's a good idea not to kick.
Absolutely. Well, after the defense, they're going to come up here, got a quick 3 and out. The offense was on the march. Hetwer throws one up and lets Kai go get it. It was C-Squared's only catch of the game for 15 yards. And that would set up another score. Hetwer a little flip to Ogroski, He's in the 6-yard score. Cards missed the 2-point conversion on both, so 12-0 midway through the first. The Orioles fight back a 10-minute drive that included three successful fourth down conversions, including this 30-yard pass to Jamison Travis along the sidelines on 4th and 10. And they convert again on 4th and goal. QB Taven Smith calling his own number, taking to the paint to get his team on the board. Nice quarterback there. Orioles threatening again late in the half, but Isaiah DeMar is able to strip the ball. Kenny Wells comes up with it, and the Cardinals hold the 12-7 lead at the half. Palacios going to start the third with the ball, and they get their offense rolling. Omar Knighton had 75 of the team's 177 yards, 45 on this play, the Orioles' longest of the game, to the CR15. Well, he'll finish the drive a few plays later, diving in from the 5. Orioles add a 2-point conversion and lead by the score of 15-12. Ensuing kick is short. Cardinals not able to react fast enough to get to the ball. Orioles offense right back on the field at the Coon Rapids 33. Palacio was 5 for 5 on 4th down at this point in the game, going for it in 4th and 3 from the 8, but Kaijan ends that streak. Cummings-Coleman with the pick in the end zone. He had only 27 yards on offense, but still a huge impact player in other ways. And that's going to spark the offense. Coming up to 6 plays later. Hetwer's flush from the pocket, fires deep downfield and finds Ogroski behind the defense. A 44-yard strike. Ogroski had 7 catches on 8 targets for 81 yards and 2 scores. Cards up 19-15. Osseo trying to push the tempo. Smith wants to air it out, but puts way too much on it. And right to the wrong guy. Cummings-Coleman with his second interception of the game. He adds a 50-yard return, and that seals the deal for the home team. He's just so dynamic, but it's
just
so,
for good measure. Yeah, he wanted to take that one to the house too.
He did. Well, yeah, of course. Why wouldn't he?
So much fun, and my prediction at the beginning of the game, he's going to electrify the crowd at least a couple times in the game, and he did.
He did.
The 3 times, all on defense and special teams. That surprised me a bit. But looking forward, it gives a few more looks for all the other guys in the offense. They threw the ball 30 plus times in week 1 against Centennial, and about half of those targets were to Kaijan, and rightfully so. Then last week, only 4 targets. Getting everybody else involved for 2 reasons. One, you give Kai a little bit of a week off against a team that's maybe not quite as strong, and they were able to win without worrying about getting him a ton of touches. He'll get his touches coming up, no doubt.
Oh, absolutely.
Because the road is going to get tougher. They're back on the road on Friday at St. Michael, Albertville, and they will host Champlin Park next Friday.
Should be a lot of fun.
Crazy to think that they've only played Osseo now 4 times
since
in the
2011.
last 14 years.
Yep.
Unbelievable. Tennis team, as we talked about in week 1, started the season very, very busy. Before they took their break for the holiday weekend, they got a couple more matches in. They lost it to Tino Grace last week on the 29th by a 5-2 score. Lee at second singles, and Beck and Hayden at second doubles, getting the win for the Cardinals. They pulled out a win before hitting that long weekend, beating Andover 4-3. Love to see them winning the 1-point matches. Anderson and Easton getting the wins at singles. Beck, Hayden, and Kivioja, I think. And Hansen got a win at third doubles, pushing their record to 5-9 on the season. So over the long weekend, a group of them went to the U.S. Open out in
what a great opportunity
New York.
in New York.
And from all reports I had from Coach Storick, a wonderful time was had by all.
I'm sure.
Well, the Cardinals returned to action on Thursday last week, traveling to Blaine for a border battle with the Bengals. This was a tough test for this young squad, coming off a whirlwind start, then a week off from competition that, again, some went to New York, and for all included a return to the classroom just 2 days prior, and now they take the court against a veteran Blaine lineup that is solid from top to bottom. Gabby Newton battled hard for the Cardinals at first singles, keeping Blaine's top player close all match, but ultimately she loses 5-7 and 4-6. Melanie Lee in the near court for Coon Rapids at second singles. She also keeps her opponent close throughout, but she too loses in straight sets, 4-6, 2-6, the final on court 2. A lot of good long volleys in our highlights. At third singles, the Cardinals have 8th grader Avery Anderson. She is learning fast about competing at a high level and will be with the team for several more seasons, but she loses to Blaine 06-06. Caitlin Easton at fourth singles, just a freshman, so she'll be around a while as well. She does better in the second set and the first on Thursday, losing 0-6 and 2-6. Macy Ruddy with the serve at first doubles for the Cardinals. Her partner, Abby Semensky, will take the point from there. Ruddy and Semensky earn the point on the long volley, but lose the match 0-6-1-6 to the Bengals. Second doubles, a good volley going on this play as well. Casey Beck on the baseline for the Cardinals. Adrian Hayden at the net. They will eventually win this point, but they only get one game in the match, losing 1-6-0-6. And there's the win. Third doubles, Ashley Kivioja and Natalie Hansen post the closest double score of the meet, losing 2-6, 3-6, but the Cardinals do get swept in this one. All 7 go in straight sets.
Yeah, Cardinals started out a little slow, won a few games, and then, after being off when we faced that really tough Blaine squad, and just unfortunately couldn't get it going.
Tough way to get back to action. On Saturday, they went up to Brainerd for a singles tournament. They had 3 players that finished third place. Lee in second singles, Easton at fourth singles, and then Beck and Hayden finished fourth place at second doubles. Gabby Newton went 1-2, and I believe at least one and maybe both of her losses were in super tiebreak. Wow. Coach Storick said that's one thing they want to work on is super tiebreaks, because they've had so many already, about midway through their schedule now already. But they've had so many that have come down to super tiebreak, and that can turn the tide in those 1 points.
Absolutely.
Can definitely be big for the team. Upcoming for the Cardinals, they host Centennial on Thursday, and then they host a quad on Saturday with Delano, St. Francis, and Totino Grace.
Well, the volleyball team started the season with 6 matches in 4 days, but then had 9 days off before taking the court again. Last Wednesday, they were at Anoka facing a Tornadoes team that had been taking teams by storm so far this season. They were 3-0, all in straight sets, and most of those sets weren't close. The Cardinals would be hard-pressed to keep pace. They're able to start well in the first. Clean serve receiver and set up for Bella Nelson on the left side. She smokes it to the corner, and it's tied, but extremely early. Still tight midway through the first. Cardinals scrambling to keep this point alive, and it allows Anoka to set up for their left-handed side. Hayden Reeder leaves no question on this kill. Tornadoes able to pull away for a 25-18 win in the first. Early in the second set, Cards keeping pace again. Nice little give and go for Tatum Shevchuk. She gets the kill and keeps the score tight. There you see it there. She's going to come up and get the kill. Pounds it to the floor. But Anoka pulls away at the end again. Serving for set point, Cardinals attacking from the right side this time. Shevchuk stuffed at the net by Logan Brent. That secures the 25-15 win in set number 2. Third set, all Anoka. Already up 12-0 at this point. Here comes Brent again. She hammers it home. Tornadoes storm to the 25-8 win, and that's going to complete the sweep for Anoka.
Yeah, young program and under a new coach.
Yep. Growing pains.
Growing pains for sure. And another team that, again, had a really busy schedule, then took a little bit of time off from competition. Sure, you're still practicing, but it's not quite the same. Right. Plus, you're back in school. And then you see a team like that, and very hard to respond. They've got Park Center at home on Tuesday. That's one I know a lot of the girls are looking forward to. A team a little bit closer to the bottom of the conference than the top. Then they're at Andover next Monday, so just the one meet for them this week as well. Swimming and diving team got its first action on the 31st, so a little more than a week ago, going to Elk River for a dual meet. And this is a team, we talked to Coach Ashley Radis in the summer sports night. She said, it's incredibly small and very young. They only have 20 or a couple more than that total swimmers. A lot of them are new to the team. So, especially against more established teams, you got to look deep into the stats.
You do.
They had a number of girls actually make PRs in the first meet of the season. That tells you just how new they are and also what kind of potential they have moving forward. Lily Defoe was one of the girls who picked up where they expected her to, had a couple of second place finishes. Lovin also had a third place finish in the 100 butterfly, and Lewis finished third in the 500 free. Well, the Cardinals, as I mentioned, a small team and a lot of youth, but they're committed to making this season special for head coach Ashley Radis. Radis is a 2010 Coon Rapids graduate who has been an assistant for the past 7 seasons. Now she's ready to put her stamp on the program and help build it back to prominence.
It's the kids. We just have an amazing, really committed group of girls who are fantastic leaders, who really care about and love this team.
Ashley Radis is definitely not a new face on the pool deck. She takes over as head coach with a massive head start, making the transition go super smoothly so far.
They know me, the parents know who I am, and overall I feel so supported not only by the kids but by the parents.
The Cardinals have struggled with numbers for years, and while they only have around 20 girls, Coach Radis says they have the right 20 girls.
Even yesterday we're doing a hard set and I see those older girls, coaching the younger girls. Keep going, don't give up, finish at the wall, just things that I really feel like are going to make this team amazing.
Radis is committed to keeping Cardinal traditions, but she's also making some changes she hopes will bring out the best in each of her athletes.
It's definitely a change, but I think it's a really positive change because Ashley is she's bringing new sets and it's like just new opportunity, and I'm really liking what she's been doing so far.
Make it feel kind of like the new era. We did decide to start on the opposite end of the pool for practices, and we're doing dry land training instead of weight training.
With only a handful of veterans on the team, the Cardinals know success will be seen in the small things this season. Several girls had PRs in the first meet of the year, and everyone is getting better at the small details that can make a big difference.
It's been going really well. Everybody has made a lot of improvement.
There's a lot of improvement, a lot of cleaner looking starts and turns and finishes, and it's always just really fun to see with the new girls times dropping, like that, so much.
The Cardinals will celebrate every success for every athlete all year. They know the rebuild may be slow and take years to show on the scoreboard, but they're also looking to see how fast they can go this fall.
I'm really excited to see what this team looks like at the end of the season, but I feel like the culture of this team is just going to be so rock solid. The personalities of who is on the team is just building this cohesiveness that I don't know that I've seen before.
So it was really nice talking with Coach Radis and her captains. The amount of support she's gotten from the team and from the parents, she got a little choked up even.
Yeah.
But it's very cool to see the way that's transitioning. We had talked about it with Doug Donaldson soon after it had happened, just how damaging the coronavirus lockdown was to those programs that don't compete in the schools.
Right.
Just made it a struggle with numbers, made it even more difficult. So best of luck to Coach Radis as she tries to find a way to get some more numbers in the pool. But, the girls and coach alike just absolutely glowing about the atmosphere they have, the energy they have in that small group.
Well, she used the word cohesiveness, and I think that's something that, especially leadership from some of the older girls, since it is a younger squad. Hopefully some people will see that, some kids will see that, and maybe want to continue to help grow this program.
Well, the battle for Northdale Middle School pool supremacy is on Tuesday. And Howie?
We'll be there.
They will be hosting Anoka a week from Thursday. Cross-country teams have a couple of events under their belt now. It started with the ABC Invite, the early bird. Boys finished 5th place in that event. Lachlan Demmer, their fastest runner, finishing 15th overall, just under 17:45. James was their second finisher with Norquist right on his heels. Q was in 30th place, Burnett 37th, and Velasquez finished in 40th place. On the girls' side, a 4th place finish, 79 points. Ruby Demmer, a 2nd place overall finish. She was the team's leader in every race last year, and she's picking up right where she left off. Caitlin Martinick. I'm blanking on the first name. Kendall Martinick,
Kendall, yep.
13th place in 22:55. Stella Bone, who's both the goalie for the soccer team and one of the fastest runners on the cross country team.
Does it all.
She finishes top 20 as well. Lily McKenzie not far off that pace, with Mackenzie Legree and Burns finishing 23rd, 4th, and 5th. Then they had the Norm Iron Invite this past, I think it was Friday. They were up in Isani for that event. Boys finished in 3rd place. Lachlan Demmer 4th place overall. Norquist in 7th. James finished 10th. Q was 16th and Velasquez 18th. For the girls, also a 3rd place finish. A 3rd place finish overall for Ruby Demmer. Kendall Martinick was 13th place, Stella Bone 14th, Lily McKenzie 15th, and Ella Legree finished in 18th place. Hi. They have events about once a week. Osceola Invite is coming up on Saturday. Then next week is one of the bigger events for the cross-country team, the Roy Griak Invite down at the U of M, one of the largest cross-country events in the upper Midwest.
Always a good one.
And then only a select number will go to that. The remainder of the team will compete in the Mustang Invite in Mounds View a week from Saturday. Boys, both soccer teams been very busy the past 2 weeks. We'll get you caught up. Boys team first against Rogers back on the 30th. Cardinals fell 2-1 to the Royals, falling to 0-2 on the season. Ben Kish had the goal for the Cardinals. An impressive 16 saves for Luke Rising, but not quite enough as they fell 2-1.
Well, Tuesday was back to school for all Cardinals. It was also a return to action for the soccer teams. They welcomed the Anoka Tornadoes to the stadium for a conference doubleheader. It started with the boys, and they set the stage with a dramatic match that kept fans on the edge of their seats until the very end. Tornadoes on the attack early in the first. Cardinals not able to clear it, leads to a prime chance for Anoka, but Luke Rising makes a diving save to tip it up and over the bar and out of play. Let's go the other way. Cardinals off the throw-in. Jerry Freeman able to win the race around the corner, but he puts a shot just wide. Going to go off the side of the net. Well, the Cardinals know how important every opportunity is this season. So that's a tough miss, but they convert on a corner kick just minutes later. Landon Wolf with the boot, and Noah Aksap, I'm sure I mispronounced that, with a perfect header for the finish. Coon Rapids take the 1-0 lead to the locker room at the half. Nice goal there. Early second half, great individual effort by Connor Young. He gets the steal and he keeps the pressure on the keeper, gets the block and gets a chance behind the defense, but his shot is deflected just wide. You're going to see it coming up here. Going to get a good opportunity, but just going wide. We're still 1-0 into the final minute. Anoka's Daniel Bacco with a great step over move in close and a perfect cross pass that finds Tristan McGowan all alone at the back door. That evens the score, and they play through an overtime for a draw. 1-1 would be the final score.
Yeah, it's better than a loss, but
yes,
to be that close and then to have that cross go through the 8-yard box past 4 defenders and get to the player at the back door. A tough way for it to lose. Just needed time to tick away a little bit faster.
Not a lot of time left either. So,
well, on Thursday they took on Elk River. They lost to the Elks 3-1. Jerry Freeman getting the goal on an assist from Ben Kish. Luke Rising made 7 saves. And then on Saturday, Cardinals get to win their first of the year. They beat Forest Lake 1-0. Adam Kish on the goal. Suave had the assist. Luke Rising making 12 saves to get the shutout.
He's been playing really well.
They're off the schneid 1-3-1. Couple of tough ones coming up this week They will play against Osseo on Tuesday, and then they are hosting Andover on Thursday. Girls soccer team also in action over our long break. Started with Rogers last week, a 6-0 loss to drop the Cardinals to 0-3-1. Well, the girls soccer team also returned to action on Tuesday, hosting an Anoka team off to a very hot start. Tornadoes came into the contest with a perfect 4-0 record, outscoring their opponents 10-5 so far this season. It would be a very tall task for the Cardinals, who had just one goal during a 3-game losing streak. Tornadoes come on strong from the very start. Olivia Anda starts the scoring in the 12th minute, firing it top shelf from about 24 yards out. That got Anoka on the board. And they kept the pressure on all night long. Tornadoes on the move through the midfield. Great through ball. Lauren Hansen able to win the race with the defender. Good shot against the grain. And Anoka's up by 2. Start of a really big night for Hansen. Cardinals with a chance off a free kick in Anoka's end. It's served in nicely, but the ball pops loose. And the Cardinal is able to clear and thwart that Cardinals chance. Still in the first half, Olivia Goddard on the run down the right wing. She's able to cut back and get to the 18-yard box and then fire it just out of the reach of Stella Bone. Anoka grows the lead to 3. And they add to it a minute later. Goddard again racing around the right corner. This time she puts it on a tee for Hansen, and Hansen hammers it home. Her second of the game. She finished with 3 goals and 2 assists. Anoka up 4-0 at the half on their way to a 7-0 win.
That's a tough one. Anoka, a really good squad, and unfortunately the Cardinal squad couldn't get it going, but 7-0, tough loss.
Yeah, and they just so hard for this team to find offense. It was a struggle all last year. They were really hoping to find the answer this year. So far, have not been able to. They played Elk River on Thursday, lost that one 11-0. So now just 1 goal in their last 5 games. They are 0-5-1.
Yeah, it's a tough one. You drop one 11-0. Elk River, another good squad, obviously, but you don't want to give up 11 goals.
Yeah, and they host a pair of games again, some home cooking, hopefully help them get back on track. The Osseo Orioles will be here on Tuesday, and the Andover Huskies will be here on Thursday. We have a lot coming up for you here on CTN. We've got swimming and diving against Blaine on Tuesday. We've got tennis against Centennial on Thursday. And then on the road, football against the St. Michael Albertville Knights.
Should be a fun one. Take a little road trip.
But that is going to do it for this edition of Sportsnight. I want to thank everybody out there for joining us and continuing to support everything we do here at CTN. For the entire crew, including Howie Shapiro, I'm Joe Young, saying good night.